hidden dilution, how to find it, and how to use it to short small cap stocks. So the ticker I want to talk to you about today is CTX, CETX. So using smallcapdilution.com, platform I built for investors to track dilution and liquidity for small cap stocks and use it to their advantage. So first, this stock came into my radar on June 2nd, where on June 2nd they said that they will effect a 1 to 10 reverse stock split with an effective date of the 5th of June, which is today. So based off that, I knew that there was going to be a reverse split. So using my platform, I was able to understand that this company will issue a reverse split in the upcoming days. So after that, I decided to dig in and to see what else does this company have, right? So if we go over to dilution, it has a lot of warrants, right? But the main point is these June 26 warrants. So I saw that immediate dilution or close dilution, we have a big amount of warrants that are still outstanding. So I go over to offerings and I go over to warrants. So we scroll down, I go to June 26 warrants. So upon completion of the reverse split, the exercise price of the warrants will be reduced to the lowest daily volume weighted average price during the 5 consecutive trading days prior to the date and the 5 consecutive trading days after the date. What does this mean? This means that these warrants are not new, they have been issued before, but they were probably issued at a very large price. So investors had no want to exercise them, right? Because probably those warrants were exercised at let's say a while ago and probably at very high price of, let's say, well, this still hasn't changed because there's a reverse split. Price still hasn't changed, but okay. At the very high price of, for example, let's go to. Okay, so those warrants could have been issued anywhere in the past at, for example, it could be one of these at $7 or at $8, right? But the stock price is trading at, yesterday was trading at 50 cents. So why would the investors exercise a warrant for that is worth $8 for a price of 50 cents if they have invested in the company or given money to the company, right? They want to get it back, and that's done via warrants usually. So if they would exercise these warrants, it would give them 5 to 6 times less or even more less capital than they should receive based on their contract or the transaction that they made with the company, right? So based off of this, the company has an obligation to reduce exercise price of the warrants until the investors can exercise them, usually, right? So they either would buy them back and give the company back or the investors back their money, or they would just set the exercise price lower than current price so the investors can exercise the shares and get their money back. Okay, so based off of that was set on June 2nd. So this price chart isn't really good, but let's go let's go on June 2nd. So this is June 2nd here. So price was trading at 90 cents. This is because TradingView has already implemented the reverse split, but it was trading at around here on June 2nd. Right, so on June 2nd these news came out. I think the filing came out at 4:45, so right after market closed, so after market hours, right? So the filing stated that basically the company will take the lowest VWAP of the past 5 trading days before the split and the 5 trading days after the split to come up with a exercise price for the warrants, right? So you can just turn on VWAP. So let's go here, horizontal ray. So it will be the blue line. Past 5 days before the split occurred June 5th. So today was effective. So the lowest, the average of the lowest. So the lowest was over here, this blue line. So around 5.5. That is the average of the, the lowest VWAP of the 5 days pre-split. So now we have to wait up until June 12th, where I think either 5. Yes, so at the opening of June 12th, the warrants will have a new exercise price, hence and it's going to be the average of 5.5 plus the lowest VWAP that will occur in these days. Therefore there will be, I think it's 3 million worth of warrants that need to be issued. So, and now the float is 1.1 million. Hence, this will be very, very detrimental to the stock. I added it on Twitter. I think it's like 50% of float at current price. Float hasn't updated yet, but because of the reverse split, is 1.23 million. So that's 50% of public float. There's gonna be warrants. So 545,000 warrants at 5.2 or at 5, but it's going to be 50% of float. Hence, investors will also exercise them because they have been waiting, I can assume, a long time. And when the exercise price is going to be lower, let's say stock is trading, it should be trading in this gap during the next 5 days. It's very likely that those investors, as soon as they get the warrants, they will exercise them, or they will short the hedge against the warrants, and then when price comes to 5.5, they're gonna exercise the warrants, and it's gonna hit the float. 500,000 more shares are gonna hit the float, which should theoretically bring price down. So the reason why I shorted at this price right when market opened on the 3rd of June is because they had the reverse split, which is a negative catalyst, and also because they have $3 million worth of warrants that will become effective and will be exercised 5 days pre-split. So knowing all of this, I decided to capitalize on the short. So if you want to find opportunities like this, you cannot do it using anything else. What I do is I daily check the live dilution dashboard in smallcapdilution.com, and I look for programs such as this. For example, those warrants, if I go back to June 3rd, you can see there you go, CETX. So there's 4 million shares of warrants. So I go through, I scour, I see this. This doesn't mean that those warrants are issued. Sometimes they're priced. Sometimes it also says that the program has just finished. But I scour through these cards, and I found that the warrants they are exercisable, but they will have a lower exercise price in the next 5 days, and also that there's a reverse split coming. So with these two negative catalysts, I decided to take the short. So if you want to get access to the platform, it's called smallcapdilution.com, and feel free to access it, and feel free to stay ahead of the wider market and be able to capitalize in shorts